Hey, this is Congressman Tom Cole, 4th District of Oklahoma. It's another one of our weekly chats. It's been a very busy week in the Congress of the United States, and I would say broadly a successful week. Obviously, everybody follows the big stories, the big, beautiful bill, which was a huge win for the president, I think for the country. Much more importantly, signed on July 4th. I had the privilege of being there. Pretty cool to watch the president sign something that significant and then watch our B-2 bombers fly overhead. That was a pretty stunning moment. Talked to some of the pilots that flew the mission and the ones that honestly, it was all a coordinated effort. And the military did the right thing. They brought those pilots and their families to celebrate their success on July 4th on the White House grounds. So it was pretty neat. In Congress, though, the big thing is just moving appropriations bills. And this has been a very, very good week. Yesterday, in particular, was an extraordinarily good day. We passed two major bills through the Subcommittee on Appropriations, the Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development bill. I used to serve on that committee. And then the Energy and Water bill, which is about energy, about water, but what it doesn't say in the title, it's also about nuclear power, and it's where we maintain the nuclear weapon stock that we have and our nuclear weapons that we need for the triad for sea, airborne, and missile-based response. So those things got through the House of Representatives, and they're starting to make progress over in the Senate. So I'm seeing things come together where maybe we can avoid a shutdown, maybe we can avoid a continuing resolution, or at least have only a short one as we negotiate things, but things are moving very, very well on that front. In addition, I don't pretend to be a big expert on cryptocurrency, but we passed three major pieces of legislation yesterday on them. Sometimes you focus on your areas and you learn who to trust in the other areas. And I will tell you the guy I trust the most about this is a very good friend of mine named French Hill from Arkansas. He chairs the Financial Services Committee. He's former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for George H.W. Bush. Been in Congress since 2010. Just an extraordinary guy. 2012. And he's a very successful banker in his own right from Arkansas. I trust him. And he said, Tom, these are three really good pieces of legislation. They're going to make the United States more competitive and more secure in the cryptocurrency world. And it was very interesting because most of the things we do in Congress these days are very partisan. In other words, you win or lose, basically. If you can hold your team together, you win by a few. If you can't, you lose by a few. These were very bipartisan bills. All three of them had almost every single Republican and usually about half the Democrats. And it was usually the half that is the most concerned with those particular issues. In other words, that also works on the Financial Services Committee. So big win, I think, for the country, but also a surprising show of bipartisanship on an important issue, and one that the president, of course, has pushed really hard. He wants to make us the #1 cryptocurrency center and power on the globe, and our folks that know this business say these three bills will help us get there. It was good to see Republicans and Democrats working together to get those things done. So again, progress. We've had an amazing opening few months of the Trump administration. Much of the Trump agenda was in the one big beautiful bill. You can like it or not like it, but I will tell you that passing it politically in a narrow margins, highly partisanized way was a huge victory. And I think historians will look back on this as a defining moment for this Congress. Then watching the appropriations process move along, we're cutting spending. Our bills collectively in the appropriations area increased defense spending, increased Homeland Security spending, increased veterans spending, and then cut everything else. So collectively, $45 billion cut over last year. That's a big deal. And last year, which means the year we're currently in, we also cut about $25 billion. So On the Appropriations Committee front, we really are trying to be more responsible, cut spending, be tougher, but also make investments in the areas that make a difference to the American people. And I think the American people want the #1 defense in the world, so we're going to increase spending there. They want a secure border. We're going to increase spending there. And they certainly want to take care of the men and women, the veterans who have put service and sacrifice above themselves and stood between us and harm's way. We've made commitments to them. These bills that the president will eventually sign will recognize that and keep our commitments to them for the service they provided for all of us. So, every now and then things happen the right way in Congress. This week they did. So with that, in the interim, look forward to talking to you. We have another busy week next week, but good luck. God bless. I hope your families are safe and look forward to visiting with you again soon.